Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Chicago Bears. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, what's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Now Fields. He's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. And that forces a 4th down situation. So on comes a field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk. from the right hash. It's a 41-yard attempt. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Well, they had the solid field position there to start the opening drive and didn't have to really move it too far to be in range and take the 3-0 lead.
And a lot of times I think that even I look at this a little bit negatively because of where they started with the field position. Hey, they still got 3 points out of this drive. Got a little momentum going. Got things set up for the rest of the ball game. Take the 3, be happy, and move on.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. Ooh, with a juke. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
To throw, Williams. Over the middle, he's going to find Burden. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Third down and 6. Throwing is Williams. Flush to his right. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
2 yards gain. It's 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now,
for the Bears,
as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields. Connection made to Ruckert. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's second down.
Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Off play action. Fields. Open man is the tight end, Mason Taylor. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Fields. Caught. It's Wilson. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
To throw, it's Williams. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
Second and 11. Looking to throw is Williams. That's complete. Roma Dunze. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 37. 15 yards there for number 15.
That's good for a Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
To the air, Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Here's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. looking to put a drive together. Back to throw. Fields. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. He wants Reynolds way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's Austin McNamara now as he's on to punt for New York. Now, fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing to start the drive. Williams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
It's a gain of 20. And the Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now it's 2nd and 10. That pass complete to Moore. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
$3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Back to throw again. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Santos' kick is up and through. And that will tie us at 3-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Cairo Santos.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And New York set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Looking to put a drive together. Fields now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. They find some open field here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
29 yards. First down, Jets.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a second down and 9.
Fields going to keep it once more. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That second down play nets a -4.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still third down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
To throw is Fields.
Sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Montez Sweat able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll go play action here with Williams.
Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll look middle here and get it to Odunze. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Jets' 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 1. He's got the connection to Moore.
If you're a wide receiver and they call a screen pass, you're counting on some people being out in front of you blocking. But that play was well diagnosed by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. And they got there and swarmed and finished off the play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Play action. Now Williams.
Open man down the field. That's Burden. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
17 yards. That's good for another Chicago Bears. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead.
Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Jets 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he stopped immediately there. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
First down.
They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, Knight, And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat, his second sack of the night.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Fields. Gonna look deep for Wilson. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll run with ball. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. Ball again. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall taking it in from a yard out. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And able to get this out to the 25. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, here's Williams. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
2nd and 11 now.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Williams. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore, 63 yards. And the Bears have taken the lead. That's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Santos now to add the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17 to 10. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. New York ready to go again offensively. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Fields. Caught by Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be second in a couple. Give up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
Yeah, the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. Coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, Williams. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts
A gain of 2.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Williams.
And that is incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
Here's Fields.
That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
A shotgun snap, Fields. He finds Wilson.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Here's Fields.
He finds Taylor, complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, Fields.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Alan Lazard, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time.
Way.
They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
On for the extra point is Folk. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece.
Ties the game at 17.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they'll have 50 seconds to work with, so that really plenty of time to try to put something together. That's caught left side, Burden. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
35-yard line.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. To the air, Williams. A pass complete to Odunze. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Looking to throw is Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. So he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Williams. Over the middle, he's going to find Burden. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23.
29. That's good for a Bears first down.
So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hansen.
Okay, Brandon, thank you, and welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando, where it almost never snows. These two teams dealing with a light dusting, and that's expected to go on into the second half. Who handles it better? Let's go back out to the stadium and check in with our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thank you. The snow is continuing to trickle down here as we ready ourselves for the second half to follow. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Bears offense and DJ Moore headed back onto the field. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Williams. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force the incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Fields. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Fields now to throw.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
1st down, Jets.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
That's complete. It's Malachi Corley.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
They'll give to Hall. And they'll take this down to the 33.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 5. On the option right is Fields. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
To throw is Fields.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. One more time with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Jets are going to take the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Folk connects on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Bears 17.
A 10-play drive that time.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. All right, Scott, thank you. The snow is continuing to trickle down here as we ready ourselves for the second half to follow.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. A little juke. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short. Could they just hand it off for another big gain, or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Play action. Now Williams. That's complete right side to Kmet.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down. Looking to throw. Williams. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They run with a 4th-round pick, Roschon Johnson.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this is a beauty, as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The New York set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Now Fields.
And that will be incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. First and 10, it's Swift. Room here to run. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they found a way to be successful with it.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team, but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big...
Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that will tie us at 24. All right, Scott, thank you. The snow is continuing to trickle down here as we ready ourselves for the second half to follow. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Out to his left. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
And the Jets first down.
Now it's Fields. Got a man, that's Lazard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 20. Now Ben Johnson's talked it over with his guys upstairs, and out comes the red challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. So
the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Fields going to keep it running left. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8. Fields going to keep it once more. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now at Soldier Field, all even as we get ready to start the 4th. The offense on 3rd down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line.
1st down, Jets.
Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? Try to go with the quicker guy and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with a slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Out of the gun, Fields. He gets it underneath to Hall. And the Jets are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Back to throw, Fields.
He'll find Lazard here over the middle. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Josh Reynolds from 3 yards out.
And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Extra point up and good by Folk. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Bears 24.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
Jamian Sherwood there to make the stop.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5. From the gun, here's Williams. That throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, you got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. That is caught. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
That definitely sets up a much more difficult 3rd down.
Yeah, you figure 2nd and 2, one they thought they could pick up. Now you're facing 3rd and 4.
Yeah, got to give the front 7 a lot of credit for making that play. I'm just starting to wonder, partner, is 2nd and short also throwing down in the NFL now?
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And New York set to take the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 12-yard line.
Fields. That's into the hands of Reynolds. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Here's Fields. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 22-yard line.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Here's Fields. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
First down, New York.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looks like you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on third, and then the tables turned.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught inside the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
The 1-yard line.
Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
That's how you flip field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
They'll look to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Jets go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
Now Folk for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. To the air, Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And we're definitely getting towards the point of the game where not getting a lot of yards is secondary to keeping the clock moving. I mean, to me, that's a double win defensively. Short gain and some more time off the clock.
3rd and 2. To throw, it's Williams. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
And this is caught. He hits more. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
39-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10.
Swift going to try at the middle. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Good for a Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. To throw, Williams. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Here's 2nd down. Here's Williams. He's got the Michigan man, Colston Loveland. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
3rd down.
As the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. Looking to throw is Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 26.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Williams going to look to throw again. Over the middle is going to find Burton.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
10 more yards.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This is 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
To DJ Moore. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 12-yard line.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Chicago.